Hello, my friends. Just recently, I weighed myself, and I found that I was 212 pounds. And when I looked up the BMI rating for my height, which is, I'm 5'5", 212 pounds lands in the level of obesity. And I realized I've got to change things. And what I decided on was to finally pull the trigger on some research I've been doing for a couple of months. And that is to get a under-desk treadmill. The fascinating thing is that the pathway to this treadmill has been slowly getting more and more prominent because even my brother-in-law and his wife just barely bought one a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, you know what? After I talked to them and I'm like, how do you guys like it? And they're like, I love the fact that I can get my homework done or my work done and I don't have to leave my desk in order to go work out. And I'm like, okay, fine. I got to give this a try. I thought doing standing desks would help me reduce my weight a little bit because standing takes more energy than sitting. And I had troubles with when I stand still, my feet start to hurt really fast. But for some odd reason, I can walk miles upon miles in any given day. And yeah, my feet will eventually start to wear out, but I tend to last a lot longer. I can go almost all day walking, whereas standing, I can only stand for a few minutes and I start to hurt. And it's probably because I'm a little bit overweight, I'm way overweight for my height. And as a result, I decided to pull the trigger. We bought a treadmill that is specifically designed to not have that front barrier or control quadrant, and all it has is a remote. Now, I wish I had been a little bit more forward thinking and that I'd made sure to buy a treadmill that had maybe phone connectivity, because my phone would be a better remote in that case, but it's all right. I went for, I kind of had to shoot in the dark because I don't know the quality of who's out there and whatnot. So I definitely depended on things like the reviews on Amazon, and I made sure to check and see if like the maximum speed was something that would be acceptable for me, because there are times when maybe, say, if I'm just watching one of my fellow YouTubers in their videos or something like that, or reviewing a video of mine, I might want to jog instead of just walk. And so looking at the options that were out on Amazon, I found that there was a lot that had very slow speeds. And yeah, they would probably get you up to like a medium fast walk, but I wanted one that was able to go a little bit faster and maybe get me up to a jog, or at least a light jog, to really get the heart pumping at times. And so that's what I went with. Enter the Big Zia, which is, I think I'm saying that, Big Zia, right? It is just a company that happened to have a decent amount of reviews. The reviews were really high, and it looked like it was something that I could, that was low profile enough, but also had the rating of speed that made me feel like I could do the jog. So that's what I'm working on right now. Even just in this intro, even in this time, I have already walked, according to this, about a half a kilometer. And funny enough, the Big Zia that I got apparently only comes in metric system. So I have to figure out things by kilometers. But, that's not bad. I mean, people run 5Ks all the time. At least I know. At least for a general conversion, 5K is 3.1 miles. So it's not a bad thing. But the big thing is I wanted to have something that I could walk and work. And that also required a different thing. Like, I had to put stilts on my table or on my desk in order to be able to get my desk high enough to make that work. The way I did that was I went and bought these bed stays from Walmart and tried it on the table. If it wasn't high enough, I just added 2x4s in layers underneath to build up those bed stays. And now there's a chance that my desk is slightly unstable as a result, but I think that I will be okay. I'm not terribly worried about it. It seems like my desk is pretty stable. So luckily, I mean, the bed stays seem to do pretty well, and I had to do 3 levels of 2x4s underneath in order to get it high enough that it feels comfortable while I'm on the treadmill. And I could probably do one more 2x4, but I'll worry about that later. It is just interesting that in trying this out for a week, like I unwrapped this just after I finished last week's video, and in trying this out for this week, I have been very surprised at how much of a difference having a standing desk where I'm walking is versus when I'm just standing. And I feel a lot less inclined to sit down in my chair because of the fact that I'm not wearing out my feet by just standing still. And my feet being in a moving state, I'm not feeling like I'm hurting as quickly, and I'm getting my blood rate up, and I'm pushing the cardio in my lungs. And I think this is a great thing. So that as a review, I think this treadmill will work for me. I'm hoping that it lasts a long time, because there's always a chance that you got a medium quality product and the motor wears out in a couple of months. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But some things I did notice right off the bat was when I was reading the instructions for maintaining this, I found that they said you need to oil it, or silicone grease or whatever it is, grease it up every month or so, and that you should check by feeling underneath the treadmill mat and see if it's kind of feels slightly damp, and if it doesn't, then you need to add oil to it. Well, much to my surprise, it didn't have any sensation of feeling wet at all when I first tried this, and I realized they shipped it to me without having any lubricant on the treadmill pad at all. So in the first couple miles that I used this, I probably was actually hurting the machine more than anything. And so hopefully I didn't wear out anything, but I did oil it, and even the sound of the motor and everything lowered, like, hey, I'm not working as hard. And so it worked out pretty well. Something to note is the fact that this came fully assembled. Literally unpacking it from the box was all I had to do. They have an adjustment tool for making sure the treadmill is centered while you're using it. And they have instructions for how to center it if it's off to one side or the other. And that was it. Having to oil it, I really can't complain about that, because literally this was a plug and play unit. You pull it out of the box, you plug it in, you're good to go. And this whole time, like I said, I've been walking on this, and I hope you've enjoyed this review. And if you have been on the looking at ways of trying to get more healthy without taking time out of your day to go to like a gym or something like that, this might be one of those options. So anyway, have a good day. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.